Hello, welcome back to another sketchbook video. I was really feeling doing something in my sketchbook. I wanted to do something with a window. I'd been thinking a lot about this scene in Dracula. Pretty sure it's just called Dracula, where Dracula comes through the window. And it has a lot of shots of the window, and I don't know, I really like that scene for some reason. So, yeah, I decided to draw some sort of creature coming through the window, which turned into two creatures coming through the window, which made me think that there was maybe more. And I wanted it to feel kind of strange. So, yeah, that's what I was going with. And I changed it a bit from the tiny thumbnail that I drew. I don't know if I ever get that fully in to the shot. I don't think I do, but basically before I had him half sitting in the window. But yeah, I ended up changing it as I was going, had him climbing through. I don't know why I really like that scene in Dracula, but I do. I think because I saw Nosferatu was on Nosferatu, whatever, was on, I don't even know which streaming service, when I was just going through the other day trying to find something to watch. And it made me think of Dracula. So, yeah. That's why I decided to draw this guy. And then I've had a thing with eyes lately, so, again. So, I decided I would make him not have any actual eyes. He'd just have one big one on his head. And a couple on his body. So I thought, why would he need them on his face? That's just what I went with. I definitely had to clean this up with my purple pencil because, I don't know, there was some stuff that I hadn't really defined well, and I thought, if I try to ink this with my pen, it's going to be a whole disaster, so I went ahead and did this instead. Drawing this nose reminds me, I've been trying to draw the characters from the comic because it's been so long. I've mentioned this a few times and I'm still struggling. And it's not like I'm not getting some sort of likeness, but I'm just having a hard time, and I'm sure I just need to draw a lot more and get back into being able to draw different body types in motion and all that fun stuff. But anyway, I was trying to draw our character Ikin. He's like one of the main guys in the whole story. And I couldn't get his nose right. It was driving me insane. Oh, okay, it got so dark because it was really, really cloudy. In fact, I stayed in bed a bit later than I meant to, just because it was so cloudy that day and I thought it was earlier than it was. Thankfully, this is all I had to do that day, so it wasn't a big deal, but yeah, I decided I'd just grab my ring light because you couldn't see very much at the time. At least that's the way it seemed on my camera, so I did get that, and when I came back, the light wasn't horrible, so I just went ahead and turned off my ring light and put it away for a little bit, which is me saying I forgot to turn it back on, but also it was light enough that when I remembered I didn't bother, so we'll see what that does for me editing the color and lighting stuff. So, and this is just my trusty zebra pen. I love these guys. I have like 3 of them, just so I can keep them in different bags. And I have a whole box of refills. So, I mean, not a giant box, but I do have a nice sized box of them because my sister also really digs the pen, so she has like 2 or 3 as well. Honestly, they're just really trusty, and they pretty much always work. Speaking of her, she picked me up some G2 pens. They're just the colored ones because they were on rollback, so now I have some cool colored pens that I can play with. And I was drawing with them for a while the other night because my arm and hand kept me up like all night the night before. So I knew I couldn't do anything digital, even though I have some things I really need to finish. Because I had drawn on them the day before. Yeah, it kept me up all night. It hurt pretty bad. It was pretty achy. That bone deep ache. So yeah, just decided I would draw traditionally because I have a light hand, so that doesn't tend to hurt it as bad. But yeah, I still have 1,000,000,001 things to do. Actually, while I was inking with this pen, I'm like, why don't I use this one more often to ink? Because it's pretty smooth and it's way easier to build up the edges. I'm pretty sure that one's the original one that I got. Then I have the picture in the sketchbook. There was also a video back in the day with the guy that has kind of the same eyes. But yeah, I think that one kind of informed this one a little bit. Because I like that one. It's probably one of my favorite ones in the whole sketchbook. We'll see if we ever get enough that we can actually do a sketchbook tour of this guy. I have another one that's in blue that's the same type, but I don't know if I'll switch to that one after this or if I'll use one of my other ones. Because I have a couple that I got when I was in Florida, so do have a few different ones to pick from. I don't usually keep mixed media books or anything like that as my main sketchbooks. So, yeah. I don't know why. I just never have. Like, I'll pretty much go through a whole one within a couple Inktober's, but I don't know why. I never use them as a main book. I guess maybe because I'd feel bad if I didn't use the paper to its full potential. I don't know if anyone else has that. It's gotta be somebody, right? But yeah, I just feel like I'm wasting it if I'm not putting all of the media upon it, especially when it comes to water type media. So I'll feel like I have to put an ink wash on something, or I have to paint it with watercolor or marker or whatever. But I'm a little precious with specialty papers. Because where I am, it's not always easy to get. Easier now than it was when I was younger, but still not so easy to get. So now we're going to put this dark background in. I wanted it to feel dark, and I wanted it to feel strange, and I wanted it to feel oddly disconnected, if that makes any sense. I don't know if anyone's ever been so scared where you get this weird tunnel vision and you can only see one thing and everything around it just disappears. But I was playing off of that a bit because I was definitely scaredy cat as a small child. And I definitely had that kind of fear quite a bit. I still have pretty bad insomnia, but it was definitely even worse then because of my anxiety, which I still don't understand why it was as bad as it was, but it was always terrible. In fact, I remember many times that I stayed awake, and I'm not talking, oh, you just forgot. You just didn't realize you went to sleep. You didn't realize how long your eyes were closed. I was well aware that I was awake. Very, very well aware that I was awake. I was sitting up. Sometimes I'd walk around to the point that people thought I had restless leg or something. But yeah, I was awake for I think about 3 days, nearly 3 days in a row or something, multiple times in my life. I remember trying to go and do things or go to school, and I was just so exhausted, and nothing I did really helped me sleep. So definitely when I was really having a hard time or having really bad fear or whatever, which was very annoying, yeah, I had that weird I'm so scared, tunnel vision, can't move kind of thing. I mean, it didn't help that I was like constantly having nightmares. I was really prone to nightmares. So fun times, but it definitely reminds me of that odd feeling, and more like you're imagining something happening that you're afraid of. It's a little better now. I don't have as much fear or whatever. I just have regular insomnia. And you just learn to function, I guess. Function well enough, anyways. Getting pretty close to the end of the video here because I'm pretty sure that the eyes are the last thing that I add. So yeah, here is the finished drawing. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought. Have a good day or night, and bye.